It's 1736. Good luck. We've not played before. No head-to-head score. We get black for this one. Opponent 2600 games of rapid. Very good. Caro or Sicilian. Let's risk a Sicilian. Why not? We've got 1300 games just over now. I normally go for the calm setup, which is e6 and a6. Never been a regular Sicilian player, just that little bit of occasional variety, so don't know too much. So he wants to go this attacking. We could turn it into a bit of a French. I think I'll actually just go d6 instead of d5, but then I can just take and develop normally. So we'll take that one. Okay, now what to do? I think knight up is a move here. If you push, I think we can trade maybe everything and knight across. Now I'll just develop the bishop. We're just trying to castle. And then we need to come up with a plan, but I don't play this opening that often, so a little bit tricky. Okay, so he's developed his bishop, logical. We will still castle. We'll probably do pawn up here. Then I'm just debating whether to go here or go here directly and try and challenge this bishop. If he pushes, I guess we have to take knight across. Could walk into a Greek gift already. So we could have already gone wrong. I guess knight back, maybe, maybe not. Yeah, that's problematic actually, isn't it? I've just realised this Greek gift idea might be already on. I think I'm going to go directly here then and challenge the bishop and hope I'm not getting a piece lost. If we are, we are. After we trade, if we trade, he's got this or this to attack the knight, but he could also perfectly find a drop back or just go for a development move. He has indeed dropped back. I wonder if I can play here. It doesn't quite work, does it? Again, knight, does it matter? If I go here and he pushes... I'm not sure here, not sure. I'm looking at going at g6 and trying to bring the bishop around. That's what I'm looking at, but it just feels wrong. Feels wrong. Otherwise, I need the knight up, but where does the knight go? You want to go forward, but I don't see another square to go to, but I don't think I can really go here and restrict this knight, but he might have this push in the Greek gift idea. It might be on already. You see, I'm just playing this a little bit of occasional variety. Don't terribly know what I'm doing here. Can I push up now? Takes, 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 takes. It feels like a move now, so I'm going to play it. If he pushes down, then I can always spend a move and come back and redeploy the knight. But I'm trying to stop him pushing unless he goes really attacking. So he has come forward. Okay, so I don't really want to go here. I don't think I'm going to get in here, but it is something to still consider. Maybe it just gives him tempo to advance, doesn't it? So I think we have to come back and try and redeploy the knight here. But at some point, he's probably going to try and push f4. Probably. He's playing this very well, isn't he? Very well. I'll try and redeploy the knight here and maybe come forward at the right moment. Maybe the bishop back. We're a little bit bogged down. What's he done? He's launched this pawn. Okay, well I guess I have to still develop my knight anyway. Now obviously here, if it opens up, my bishop is loose. I've seen that. Oh, he's launched the other pawn as well. Okay, I guess I better just drop the bishop back then. But if I could just open the file up and get a little bit of space, it gives us something to aim for. Keep the king side safe if we can. To be fair, to save our opponent, of course. So there's a knight as a basic target, but I don't see the benefit, for instance, of a move like this. So we have to figure out if we can try and open things up here and get space for our pieces, or we're just permanently bogged down. Maybe I can play the bishop back and go this way, but how do I do it? No, I'm going to push forward up 2 here and challenge, because if he does push, I can plant my knight permanently there. And that's what he's done. So it's got to be right to push the knight forward, right? I could activate the rook first, but I like the idea of knight forward. Queen guards these, and I'm going to try and maybe redeploy the bishop this way. And again, he can always play h3, but then maybe we can get jumpy with this knight. Not sure, let's see. See, it would be nice if he blundered with here, allowing the knight in, but might not be too drastic even if he did that. But we're just trying to keep our king safe and then find some good squares for our pieces, and then worry about attacking. That's the general gist of what we're trying to do. But rook across is a very natural move, of course. He's got knight in here as well, so bishop down actually helps to deal with that. So he's kind of pushing us to where we want to go. This is well protected, so I'm just going to drop the bishop back to cover this. And if he comes in, we've got a dilemma. Do we take and just wait for it to fly down the board? Probably. Well, he's gone back, but that now allows us to develop our bishop to where we want to put it. That's where we were going, and he can still play h3, but now we get on a nice side of the board. So is there a chance to take here? Queen takes, knight up. And then say moves the rook 1 or 2, knight into the center to attack the queen. But the knight is then trapped there and doesn't achieve anything else. So I'm just going to drop the bishop back for now. It's a concept though. I mean, he could take with a pawn, of course, but otherwise if he didn't, knight in, hit the rook, centralize. But then there's no target to aim for, and there's no way to get the knight back out without reversing the route, which is then tied up. But it's still something to potentially consider. Just like rook across is a logical move, get onto the file for as and when it opens up. But we are threatening bishop to come back, and then 3 pieces would attack it. He's already got 4 pieces defending it, so he has allowed this idea knight in and then to come here. Oh, that could be a good move now, because we can come here and hit the knight and the queen, and he can't take because of the pin. So we can then take and mess his structure up. It's just what with. That's got to be right, hasn't it? At least it feels like it. Will hit the rook, but that's actually our target. And then knight takes, pawn takes, and just keep the bishop here. I think I'd take with the knight, not the bishop, and then we can use the bishop to defend. But that's really the target. So we're going to go here and hit these 2. I could take the bishop or the knight. So let's just see where he puts the queen. Right, and now I've got to decide, does it matter which one I take with? Maybe, maybe not. The counter side is that once he takes, he can just simply push on. But if I take and he goes here, maybe I've got the other knight across to clamp this position, but this knight is then stuck. And if I go here, pawn, my knight can't come out wide. Oh, excuse me. Here, when he pushes, my knight is basically trapped. Can't retreat or get back out. So I think I need to take it. Here. Knight is stuck, but I do have knight here. Let's not confuse myself. I'm good at doing that. If I get knight here, I'm threatening bishop up as well and plant the knight here. No, I actually like that. I'm going to risk it. My knight is stuck and might get trapped. So, for instance, if he drops back, he can just take. But I'm going to try and get active. Get my bishop in, get my knight in here. Go after this pawn. And if we end up, say he drops back, for instance, he's got bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes. Gets rid of his bishop. Although I can actually take here, can't I, anyway, and then develop. So, yeah, I think going right back was better. So this gives me an option to take and then plant my knight, or plant the bishop. So we can take there and come in with the knight here, or we can just plant the bishop here, depends. Let's see how he takes back. Okay, so if I go with the knight, he has got queen back to protect his pawn. But it is a tempo, developing and attacking at the same time. But then what do I do? Say bishop here, threatening queen here. It looks strong, doesn't it? I'm going to come in with the knight, bishop here and queen behind it. That's my idea. And I've still got potentially rook across. So he's found that move. So let's develop the bishop. And the idea is to simply play queen up, threatening a check. He's fine right now. There's no concrete threat. Maybe queen behind it, target the pawn. And then try and get the rook on the open file. You always feel like in a lot of games, you're just that one move short, don't you? You feel like you're just that one move off getting the position you actually want. So I could play a rook across here now. Yeah, rook over trade seems alright. I'm going to develop a rook to the open file. He can do the same thing and challenge it. And I'm looking at queen up or queen up. One of these 3 squares I'm looking at to try and target these pawns or the king. Like maybe bishop back to go where the knight is could be useful. Or the queen to go where the knight is could be useful. But again, he's always got ideas. Let's just see what he does. Excuse me. But rook across trade, queen over attacks the bishop and the pawn, but he is protected, so it's not an immediate threat. But queen up here then is probably better. Oh, he's allowing us to trade. What's his idea there? He'd have to go with the rook, wouldn't he? Otherwise this pawn falls. But if I take and he goes with a queen, I can just grab a free pawn. Might be all it is, just a pawn. But if I take and he goes with a rook, I can activate my rook into his half of the board, right into it. And we're threatening to take here. I guess he can just block with a rook, takes, and it looks fine. So I think I probably need a development move. So I'm going to play queen up, threatening to take and then get the queen in. And still with the concept of the rook coming in. Again, it might be nothing, but at least maybe we can even just double the rooks up. This is obviously a target for our opponent if he can unwind his pieces, but yeah. The one downside is I don't see how I get my rooks over this side of the board, so he's gone after us here. So is there a sacrifice here now? Is there a sacrifice now? I can move my knight out of the way and attack this pawn, so I can take, but he takes and he covers the pawn. I can drop right back here and hit the pawn. I can go here and hit the pawn. Bishop back just feels slightly wrong. And what else have I got? I can just go slow and steady and double up, can't I? It's whether he wants to take here, I'm not sure. But do I give up my knight and get rid of his bishop just for later down the line? And then even here and trade as well. Take, bishop back, trade. I'm going to take here and try and come in. Now, if he goes with a queen, we can take a pawn. If he goes with a rook, I'm looking at rook up. I just threaten to take this. But I guess he can just go here and we'll double up something like that. So I'm going to try and double the rooks up. I think he'll go here. And I'll double the rooks up and then we'll be threatening the bishop. And maybe bishop here or queen here. But I don't see an actual way to get to his king. So he's still defending very well. I guess he could drop that one back as well, which he's done. He's found that. But now I can check, right? Has he just blundered? Has he just blundered the game? Because I can check first and then take. But we are in a pin, so he might be fine. So check. He moves somewhere, doesn't matter where. We take. But he can play a move like rook across. And then if I defend it, it's whether I can get my queen out of the way, but I might as well go for it. It's a temporary free piece. Or actually, no, I take the bishop, don't I? I take the bishop, and if he takes, we then take the rook, right? So I just take the bishop, and it's a free piece. And if he takes, we take the rook. So we don't take the rook. I can check here as well. But I think it's right just to take the bishop. That should be good enough. And then we get a free rook. Well, we've got a free bishop in effect. So his best bet's probably to come forward. That's exactly what he's done. So can I now blast on and try and get my rook through? I can't keep both of these. So it's still work to be done. I need 1 move, 2 move, 3 moves to go after him. Actually, there is a lot to be done here, isn't there? I've got to go for it now. I'm going to try and open the file up and attack the pawn or get the rook up and across. Okay, so he's allowed rook up, but I can take first, right? So I think it's right to take. And then I'm threatening maybe queen check and rook up, something like this, depending on where he goes. But he's only a few moves off getting a queen, and the same here. And I'm a minute down on the clock. Oh, blimey, I'm getting low on time now. But we're threatening rook takes or pawn takes. So surely, if I check, or actually no, rook takes is better, isn't it? He can't check here because of my bishop, and we're then threatening just to win the queen. So rook takes must be the move. He can't check, and he's got to get out of losing his queen, otherwise it's just game over, or it should be game over. Yeah, we're threatening to simply take here now. I don't see how he defends it. When there's no check here, we just simply take. I'm still threatening check here, but I don't see the actual checkmate. Or maybe check here, and if he takes, we win the queen as well. He's gone for that, but we just take the rook. And we're still threatening to just simply take now if we need to. Trade everything off, and we're just up material. He didn't see a continuation. Let's just see what it was in engine speak. So we pause so we don't accidentally start another game. But interesting game though, 37 moves there, the move times for both players, just a little bit of variety. You see, I don't play the Sicilian very often, mainly the Caro, excuse me, the delayed Alpine variation. So if you click that, you'll get some puzzles to do. And always take as long as you need to do these game reviews. You're just trying to learn from any mistakes here and there. So we are worse out of the opening. We're actually 1.4 worse, but that was the worst we got. It turns on move 19, 19, 20. We're then better, but we've then still gone wrong. And it's essentially at amateur level at 30 moves in, 92 and 83 on the accuracy. But you see, there's not really much between us. Not really much between us at all. And you see, out of the opening, nothing being flagged at all, realistically, for 17 moves. Yeah, the engine did prefer me to play d5, but I already kind of knew that. d6 is just a little bit more slow, steady, does it? It was more trying to avoid going into a French opening. That's why I just played d6, so... But I'm aware of that concept. But these are all good moves for both of us. I wondered if he might have an early Greek gift idea, didn't I, with a pawn push. I can't remember exactly where now. I wondered if he could have blasted it and gone for a sack, but nothing's been flagged. These are good moves from both of us. Yeah, so it was definitely before I played e5. I wondered if he can play e5. Takes. Okay, maybe just can't have been a thing, I guess. Now we're just trying to put our pieces on good squares. We're a little bit bogged down. A little bit better for white. White's got more space, easier to play a little bit. But then the blunder with knight h4. Oh, I could have actually taken a pawn here. I didn't even think of that, you know, because the knight hangs at the end of the sequence. So I could have grabbed a free pawn, and we just didn't even look at it, did we? Didn't even look. Get the knight out the way and attack the knight. I was already in my mind to redeploy the bishop here, so that's why I played what I did. So that's why we've got a mistake there. So it's still slightly better for white. He's gone back. We've got our bishop to where we want it. And now he's dropped this blunder, allowing the concept with our knight to jump around. So that was good. So you see, I'm playing basically a decent game. Though we do have a blunder here, rook to c2. Excuse me. But these trades were all good. And yeah, here, I should have just gone slow and steady, does it, and not go for a quicker attack. Just get the rook on the open file and not be concerned about these moves. So that's what I should have done. Rook c8, yeah, and he replies with rook to c1. So that's what we should have done. Instead, we just got our knight forward. And then here, I should have played the queen up, threatening to win the pawn instead of developing the bishop. So which move am I on here? So I should have played queen to d7. And he just ignores it and plays rook to c3 and doesn't mind about the pawn being taken. That's quite funny, isn't it? That's an engine being an engine. You just attack the pawn, so don't try and defend it. Just develop your rook instead. That's an engine being an engine, okay. And here, queen f6 was good. Then taking was good. But then I've blundered with rook to c2. Wait, what? I've got bishop takes pawn here. And then queen takes, and what have I got? Okay, I've blundered here, not seeing bishop takes f2. So what's the line? That's all it says. Excuse me. So you've... Oh, there's a check at the end, of course. It's like the concept that we came for. I can see it now. If queen takes, we take here, you take. We then throw the check in and take back. Yeah, you can see it now. That's kind of the concept I played further down the line, isn't it? Now it's been pointed out to us, I can see it. So we can gain a free pawn here. See, I'm not a real sharp tactical player, more slow, steady positional player. But if you take our bishop, we take your bishop, we lose a rook, we check, we gain the rook back, and we've just gained the pawn, and we've gained control of the open file. So I can see that was 2.9, and with that blunder, it came back to close to level. Then he's blundered by dropping across there. So he should have played bishop to e3 and get the bishop off that back rank and just directly attack our pawn. Then we would take on f3, and then he would play queen to g2. Yeah, some of these lines are quite advanced, aren't they, for amateur level chess, but I figured this bit out. And then you just got to hope that we were in time with the attack before he queens, but we are +5 better. So we've opened the file up, take with a rook, and we just got the crushing threat here, obviously. So he's played down the check. We'd already seen that was covered, but an interesting game, amateur level, so very, very good.